There is no reason that in 2021 we should have a federal judiciary that does not reflect the diversity of the American people.
There is no reason why we should have a judiciary that does not reflect the diversity of the American people. So 50% of all the students in law school should be female. 10% should be black. 13% should be black. 15% should be Hispanic. There's no reason why we shouldn't have that. There's no reason why we shouldn't have that in terms of the numbers of people that win Nobels for physics. There's no reason we shouldn't have diversity for the NBA. Realize how insidious this is? So much for content of character.
Or the breadth of experiences that lawyers across our profession can bring to the bench.
This is different than Sonia Sotomayor saying a wise Latina would bring a better experience than a white male. That's called bigotry. That's called racism. That's why I've often told you that Eric Holder and Barack Obama are far more dangerous race card hustlers than Sharpton or Jesse Jackson, because Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, they're not quoted. Sharpton is not quoted. Eric Holder is quoted. Obama's quoted. When Obama says racism is in America's DNA, people go, oh my goodness. Ugh. If racism were in America's DNA, Obama never could have gotten elected, because back in the 60s, when the question was asked, would you vote for a black president, majority of white people said no. You know, DNA, you can't change it. It's a ridiculous, offensive statement. And Eric Holder, in a speech, he said, don't worry about overt racism. We got that. It's the pernicious racism we have to deal with. And as I've told you before, he cited 3 examples, neither of which is valid. He said black boys are kicked out more than white boys compared to their percentage in a given school's population, and that's true. It's true whether the principal is white or black, the teacher's white or black, school board white or black, doesn't matter. Black boys are kicked out more. You think maybe, just maybe, it's because of behavior? Unless you want to call the entire teaching profession racist. He also called it racist for voter ID. I played you that series of interviews that Ami Horowitz did in Harlem asking people if they had voter ID, and they scoffed at him. What are you talking about? Of course I have voter ID. Polls show a majority of blacks support voter ID. How can it be racist if a majority of blacks support it? The third example he gave of pernicious racism is the fact that black criminals who commit the same crime as a white criminal get a longer sentence. It is true. What he didn't tell you is that the U.S. Sentencing Commission says the reason for the discrepancy is because the average black criminal has a longer conviction record than the average white criminal, and the conviction record is examined and taken into consideration when a judge determines a sentence. That explains the discrepancy, said the U.S. Sentencing Commission. So these are the 3 examples that this cutting-edge guy who pulls out the race card gave for his assertion that America is still bedeviled with pernicious racism. Those are the 3 best examples he came up with. We come back. NPR did another irresponsible piece about the troubling aspects of the fatal shootings of unarmed black people. The troubling aspects. Long article, 5-minute piece. Never in the piece is there any discussion whatsoever about the fact that at least as many unarmed whites are killed every year as unarmed blacks. Not even mentioned. Nor is it mentioned that the average young black male is 8 to 10 times more likely to be a victim of a homicide than a young white male. Not mentioned in the article. This is misleading. This is fake news.